Good job, Bella. Nicely done. Good morning, Ava. Good job, Ava. Oop, there's Matthew. Good job, Ava. Nicely done. Okay, so 32 has 3 10s and 2 1s. Nicely done. Okay, we're going to do 2 more. The next one we're going to do is 55. 55. 55. $55. Good job, Ava. Good job, Bella. I can see the brains turning and spinning, wheels turning and spinning. Nicely done, Bella. 55. Good job, Ava. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. Okay, we're going to do one more and then we're going to go on to our lesson for today, which we're going to compare some numbers. Our next number is going to be 26. 26. Nicely done, Bella. Wonderful work. Good job, Ava. So 26, we have 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. In here we have 2 sets of 3, which will help us eventually get to multiplication, but that's much later. Okay. We are going to go into today. We are going to be talking about comparing numbers. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to look at equal to. Equal to is what we're going to focus on and how they have the same value. Okay. And these are greedy gators. These are greedy gators. And essentially why we're doing this is because it shows us how to compare numbers, how the numbers equal, like how they compare, how you can see the difference between them. Okay. And then kind of like, think about like Goldilocks and the 3 bears, right? You have the biggest bear, the smaller bear, and then she likes the same, right? So we're going to talk about a little bit about the equal sign, right? The equal sign is equal to, it has the same value. We have the same value. So the equal sign means we have the same value. Now, eventually, we're going to talk about more than and less than, and those are going to look like little alligator mouths, but we're not going to talk about them today. We're going to look at, eventually we'll look at, or later on in your math career, you'll talk about more than, less than, and equal to. But today we're going to focus on equal to, how things are equal. And these little greedy gators are useful because it compares numbers. We can tell which one's bigger and which one's smaller and how much they're equal. Okay. So again, you have that little gator. And so what happens with the little gator is that he sees 2 numbers and he doesn't eat either one of them, because if he eats both of the numbers, then he'll be too full. So he kind of just lets them sit. For instance, if you have 20 equal to 20, he's not going to eat both of them, right? Because they're too much. So for instance, let's get to chomping. We're going to see how we can figure out these numbers. So are these 2 equal to each other? Are these 2 numbers equal to each other? So in this instance, you have number 4 right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have the number 3. 1, 2, 3. Are these two numbers equal? Are these two numbers equal?
Tell her no.
No.
Bella says no.
No, they're not equal because the number 4 has 2 sets of 2. Whoops, my little dot got bigger. Whoop. 2 sets of 2, and 3 has 1 set of 2 and then 1 by itself. So it is not equal. 4 is bigger, right? Because if we go over here and look, we'll eventually talk about this. So you can see it's always going to eat the bigger number. So nom 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 nom. He is not equal to. Let's try this one. 5, is it equal to 5? So if you look at the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is equal. So the alligator is not going to eat anybody because he's like, that's too much for me to consume. So I am going to just not eat either one of them. It's going to be equal. Okay, you have 5 and 5 ones. Are those equal? Are those equal? 5 and 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Yep, because we have 5 ones, even though it looks different kind of because I put the ones there. Keep in mind when you do your 10s and 1s chart, it's still going to be 10s and a 1. So you're still looking at 5 on both sides. So that is going to be equal. Good job. Okay, this is what you're going to start seeing in your lessons. You're going to start seeing where you have to figure out if the equations are equal. And the way you do this is you're going to think about it with one problem, and then you're going to come over here and think about it in another problem. 2 separate problems. Okay? So you have one side, and then you have to figure out the other side. So one at a time. So if you need to kind of block off, let's see, if you can block off and not see this side and pretend it's not there and hide it away, that would be amazing. Maybe even like a Post-it over it. So one side at a time. Yep. 5 plus 5 is 10. And 4 plus 6 is 10. So that is going to be equal. Okay, let's try again. 3 plus 3 equals 6 plus 0. So again, I want you to be thinking about this side first, and then this side, and then you have to decide if it's equal. So this is almost like 1, 2, 3. It's 3 different steps. 3 different steps. So 1, 2, and 3. To break it down. Almost like little stepping stones. One, 2, and 3. Good job, Bella. Nicely done. Yep. So you have those 3. You think about it in our manipulatives, right? 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, and then 0. But you have to think about it in almost 3 steps, because if you don't, it can be a little overwhelming. So we want to make sure we break it down. So you're doing this problem first, then this problem, and then you're deciding if it's going to be equal.
What I did with Bella is I did the dots to show her, and I had her count them to get the answer on each equation.
Yep. And I think that's perfect. Again, it's as long as you can get her to see that they're two separate and then answering the question, is it equal? So if you can break them into 3 different steps, that's perfect. Okay, next one, keep in mind, one problem, so 2 plus 3, then 6 plus 0, and then you have to decide if it's equal. So 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps. One step, 2 step, 3 step. So you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, which equals 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 0, 5, and 6. Is that equal? Is that equal to? Good job. And so when you see this, you'll see sometimes when they're not equal, this will be something that will come later on. If the problem's not equal, they will show you something like this. So if it's not equal, you can cross the middle out. Yep, exactly. Nicely done. Yep, that's what it will look like eventually. Perfect, Ava. Outstanding work. Yep, 5 is less than 6. Num, 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 num. You're going to eat the bigger number, right? The mouth is always turned toward the bigger number. The crocodile or the gator is going to eat the bigger number. Nicely done. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. That's your lesson. If you have anything else, you need anything else from me, please stay behind and ask. I'm here.